So today I have a topic here called Have a Winning Attitude. Who here has a winning attitude?
Sometimes.
Yeah, I look at you guys and tell you guys strive to keep it positive. You know, right? Yeah. Thing that we have to do in general when we wake up in the morning, that is what marks our positive attitude throughout the day. If we work shift nights or whatever, when we wake up, the first word on our brain should be a positive word, and that will set our attitude for the rest of the day. If you notice, people wake up and they're like, oh, I'm so tired. They're going to be tired for the rest of the day, right? It's so important to say that you feel good. You change the chemistry in your brain in a matter of seconds. You transform yourself just by going from the negative thought to the positive thought. You know, I have somebody one of my clients, and she says every time she walks by a mirror, she finds something about herself that she doesn't like. And she'll say these horrible things to herself in the mirror. And I'm like, oh, you can't say that, because every time you walk by a mirror, that's what you're going to see. So start changing it around a little bit. Or don't look in the mirror. And, you know, I told her, not looking in the mirror obviously is difficult, right? But I told her, go look in the mirror, and then just stop. When you're walking by a mirror, don't go, oh God. Walk back to it and say, okay, this is me. I look good. And she's trying it, and it's helping her, and it's changing the chemistry in her brain quite a lot. Now, positive attitudes are important because positive attitudes and good outlooks on life are what is going to bring us positive things in life. We all know that what we put out there, we are actually going to get back. There's a woman on Facebook, and I won't mention any names because I know she's going to be watching this video, but she puts everything out on Facebook, like all of us. Pictures and, you know, everywhere she's going and everything, but she does it for the specific reason to be able to get likes, to be able to get comments and shares. So she does it, and then afterwards she will go and look and count her likes. She'll go and look and count the shares, and then she'll go and read the comments. Not once, not twice, but even a few days later. And this is she's so consumed by all of this Facebook world. And so one day she calls me up and she asked me, she's like, how do you get so many likes? And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, on Facebook. How do you get so many likes? I'm like, I don't know, do I? She's like, yeah, and you also get like a lot of comments. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. You know,
because we like you, maybe? What do you think? How about that?
Right, but she's like, and shares. I don't really see you get too many shares, though. No one really shares your stuff. Okay? She's like, I'm not saying anything, though, but I'm just wondering, how do you get so many likes? And I'm like, well, and she got me looking, right? And I was busy, so I told her, I'll get back to you. So I looked at my likes, and I'm like, well, yeah, I put something out, and I do get a few likes. What did I do? I felt so grateful. Before she did that, I didn't even notice it. So I put a whole post out on Facebook saying, thank you everyone for taking a moment to like my stuff. Thank you for taking a moment to share it, to comment on it. Out of your day, you're taking time for me. So I said, thank you. No one really did anything. No one really liked it. I got less likes on that than I did on everything else, right? Right. And so I said to her, I really had to think about it. And I said, you know what I think it is? My outlook on things. Because I go through the Facebook updates, everyone else's, when it tells me there's someone did this or someone did that. Now, if I have time, I will like their stuff. And if I see someone's picture, I will like it. You know, I don't judge or anything. She had an issue. She would not like anyone else's stuff.
Wow.
And she said to me, this girl, she goes, I don't like many people's stuff though. She goes, I don't share anyone's stuff. And I was like, wow. Or she's like, yeah, I don't like anyone's stuff. She goes, especially if it's like a pretty girl and she thinks she looks like all hot and everything, I won't like it. And I'm like, why? She goes, especially if she has more likes than me. And I'm like, but you gotta do that. Like, you gotta give.
How old is this person?
35. What?
I thought maybe 16.
Right. No, and this is what I'm saying, the whole Facebook world, right? This is what we are becoming in this world, a lot of us. So this is what she'll do, and she won't like anyone's stuff. So I said to her, I said, you know what? You want more likes? Give a little more like. It's the same thing in life. You want a little, you gotta give a little. So she was like, well, how do I do it? I said, pick the one picture that has so many likes already and the most beautiful girl that you're jealous of and put like. She was like, really? I said, just try it. She did it, and you know what? I noticed her likes going up and up. I've noticed that with more positive energy and more giving a little bit and every single day way, you're in traffic and you really are on your way somewhere and you are so late. What's one of the best things to do, honestly? Let someone in. You would think, no, why am I letting this person in? Because they're going to get in front of me and then they're going to hold me up. One of the best things to do is actually let someone in for 1 second. You don't have to let every person in, obviously. But you just let them in if you see them going to move into you or whatever. And then all of a sudden, everything starts to move for you. All of a sudden, traffic starts to get lighter. I have witnessed this so much in my life. And there's another situation that went on. You guys know how much I like the grocery store.
Loblaws.
I love Loblaws. Oh gosh. I swear they're going to have to start giving me credit on Facebook and on YouTube. I'm always talking about Loblaws. So I'm standing in the Loblaws line, and everyone has groceries. And there's this one gentleman, and Loblaws has those carts that you can pull, and also the ones that you can push. So there's this gentleman standing in line, totally his option, with huge handful of stuff. And it was a long lineup. And he's like, oh my gosh, holy mackerel, what's wrong with this cashier? And everyone's feeling the same thing. She's taking long, and everyone's like looking, but every other lineup was long too, right? And everyone's looking at her, and I was even a little annoyed. I'm like, holy mackerel, like, yeah, I want to go too. And then so he's like, hey, you think you can hurry it up a little bit? What, you didn't get good enough training? And then it starts turning personal. Yes, it starts turning personal. So then at that point, I'm like, I can wait. You know, now I'm feeling bad for her. He's picking on her. And then I can see everyone else in line start to shift a little bit. Some of them are still frustrated, and they're thinking, yeah, that's right, buddy, let her go. She's taking too long. And then he's like, holy mackerel, we're sitting here waiting. Look at my arms are full. And she's like, excuse me, sir. I can see that you have a lot of stuff in your hands, but maybe you can take that basket and just put it in and tell him finish here with this gentleman. And he was like, and she was with one gentleman the whole time. So then he was like, but why would I have to get a basket? You should know your job. If you just did your job, I wouldn't have to get the basket. And he continued to hold the stuff in his hands and remain angry. And there's a basket right there, the next little conveyor belt thing, right? He still is cussing her and cussing her. And then so finally, the guy who she's helping all that time. Now common sense should have told us that it wasn't her, it was the guy, you know, holding her up. And so finally the guy turns around and looks at the back of the line, and he kind of like staggers to look. And he says, excuse me, it's not the cashier, it's me. I am seeing impaired, and I'm having a hard time with the interact pad. And he said to the gentleman, he said, so? Just because you can't see, why should the rest of us suffer?
Then what did she say after that?
Me? I'd be like, wait. Hold on a second, because you know me, normally I would say something, right? But I sat back, and I'm like looking, and I'm analyzing, and I'm reading it, because now this man is explosive. And if I'm going to stir up strife, then I'm just going to make it even worse. So I'm thinking about how I can intervene if I have to. So then the guy says, yeah, so what, just because you can't see? And then the guy says, no, I'm seeing impaired, but I can see a little bit, and I'm trying my hardest to do this interact thing. Right? I guess they don't have it for the seeing impaired.
They don't have the braille on it, the numbers, they don't.
Okay, and she's trying to help him through it. And so she's going to be blessed just for that, you know? And so then the guy says, oh yeah, well, you know, you can't see, we're all going to have to suffer for you. Why don't you get her to do it for you? Give her your numbers. And then at that moment, I saw everyone in the lineup just go like this and back off and look at him. Nobody was feeling this dude at all any longer. And everybody all of a sudden had patience. Patience is such a beautiful thing to have, and it helps our attitude in life, and it helps us to have a positive attitude. Patience is one of the spirits of, the fruit of the Spirit. Did you guys ever hear about the fruits of the Spirit? There's 9 fruits of the Spirit, and does anyone know them? They're love, joy, peace, Helen's like, I'm writing this down. Love, joy, peace, self-control, patience, and then there's 4 more which I call the nesses, and it's kindness, gentleness, faithfulness, and forgiveness. Yes, let's say forgiveness. You know, but that's exactly these are the fruit of the Spirit, and the fruit of the Spirit, but it's really goodness.
Yeah.
But it's still the same thing. But the fruit of the Spirit is what feeds the Spirit. And patience is one of the fruits of the Spirit. And at this point, this man was just making everyone's spirit repel against him. What did he do? He got so annoyed because no one was speaking up. And he could even tell that everyone was repelling against him. He went and he put his stuff on the next conveyor belt where the basket was, where he could have put his stuff earlier. He took the stuff, threw it down. The milk even spilled open. He did it so harshly. He said, I'm never coming in this store again. And he walked away, and the cashier said, thank you. She said, thank you. So none of us even had to intervene because it was just the energy in the air that actually made him realize that he was a mean person at that moment. So patience, if there's nothing else in life that gives us a good attitude, if you can't wake up in the morning with a good word on your head because there's some pressure and everything, just say to yourself, this too shall pass. And that will even give us a better attitude in life. And you know, a lot of times when you have a little attitude, a good attitude, it kind of gives off this air of love. And it will, if you're going through something bad, but you still have a good attitude, giving off that air of love will bring a solution. But if you're going through a bad time in life and you're angry and you're upset and you hold that resentment in it and everything, it actually gives an aura of anger. And it's very difficult for the positive thing to come in and help penetrate and give a solution to that issue. You know, all the time, there's always going to be a solution to something negative. Because most times when we go through something negative, it's only to make us stronger. It's only to give us a certain experience in life to help us become more wise, more mature, right? All these little things. So we always have to have a good attitude, as hard as it is. All right. Okay. God, Creator, Divine Inspiration, we thank you very much for everything that you have done for us. We thank you for your guidance, for your beautiful, oh my gosh, just unwavering guidance. God, what we ask you for is patience. We know that it is one of the fruits of the Spirit, and we ask you to help embellish our spirit through having a winning attitude. Help us, even when things are negative, for us to see the positive in it. Although it's very hard to do that, we ask you to show us the positive in every negative, because we know that where there is negative, there is also positive. We ask you to keep us strong throughout our week. We ask you to carry us when we feel like we're going to fall. We like to thank you, love you, live you, and honor you. We ask you to just keep on being there for us through it all. Amen.
Amen. And thank you for all the new people.